Hi again, everybody. This video is going to be on what is known as the tri-modular block. I'm going to show you an example of a tri-modular block. This is just one of the examples of where you might get some sort of complication in an exposition where something does not quite go according to plan. And this has to do with the S theme, where you think that we are going to have an S theme and then something's going to happen that's going to delay it for a little while. Now this piece is the Grand Solo by the composer Fernando Sor. Let me play a little bit of this. I'll stop it along the way and narrate what happens in this particular piece. So this piece, by the way, is in the key of D major. And we're going to start off here with a P theme that's in a period form. It's going to have a half cadence in the PAC, and it's going to be nice and tonally close. So let's go ahead and listen. This is the end of the introduction. I'll tell you when the P comes in. Okay, so here's where P is going to come in. Antecedent, here's a consequent. Okay, so there you go. That's where we had the PAC that ended P. Now we're going to enter a very stereotypical transition. It's going to build energy. Now, this one is actually, of course, it's going to end on the medial sussurra. It's going to be a half cadence. This half cadence, though, is going to be an example of what we call a 1 half cadence. That is, it's actually not going to modulate. It's going to be a half cadence in the main key. But nevertheless, once S, or the potential S, begins, it will immediately shift into the key of the dominant. So this is very much a stereotypical transition other than the cadence. Though that's, of course, one of the options. Here's the transition. So there we go. We have a dramatic pause on the 5 chord, and we're going to have that gives us the medial sussurra, but we have not modulated. Once this next bit comes in, though, we're going to be in the key of the dominant, as you'd expect. Okay, now here's where things are going to not go entirely as planned. We think we have S here, but what's going to happen is you're going to get what sounds like a good S theme, but somewhere along the way, it's going to go back and start to do transitional type things, and we're going to get another half cadence. Remember how the S theme should move us towards a PAC. Instead, we're going to get transitional type behavior. That's going to lead us to another half cadence. This one, by the way, is actually going to be a 5 half cadence. And then, in the key of the dominant, we're going to get the true S theme right here, okay? So this is what we call the tri-modular block. What Hebakowski and Darcy do as far as labeling this, they're going to call this first bit TMB1. The bit that's like a transition, they're going to call TMB2. And then the thing that's kind of the real S theme, they're going to call that TMB3. That's where the tri-modular thing happens. There's kind of 3 modules to this. Anyhow, I just want to play for right now, though, this here. We're thinking we're in S. Let's hear what this sounds like. We're waiting around for a PAC. It's never going to happen. We think, but no, now we get into transitional type material. yet another medial caesura happens. We basically had a second medial caesura effect right here. Now, after this, we're going to get the true S, though. So after this, now we're really going to get what could be called S, or what they call TMB3. And it is going to give us what we expect. It's going to have a PAC. And then after that, we can finally get the closing theme. So in other words, the thing that makes the tri-modular block unique is what happens in this first spot where you think you were an S, where instead of moving to a PAC, you had another transitional type passage and you landed on another medial caesura, and then finally you get what could be a true S that does what you expect it to do, which is have the PAC. So now we're here at this second S, or the TMB3. This is the one that's going to truly perform the function of a typical S theme. It's a repeat of this, so we're not here yet. Here comes the PAC and new theme. Now we're finally in the closing zone. All right, so there you have it. This is just one example of an exposition that has a tri-modular block. Be on the lookout for that in some of the pieces you're going to look at. See if any of them have this particular complication factor.